Hello, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video to address certain things. You know me. I'm King Loki, Daniel Sokolov, the editor of Deathwish Poetry Magazine, producer of the Demon Toast podcast, also. And, I know not everyone who is on this page or follows us or has been published is American, but many of us are. I am. And, when America sneezes, the world gets a cold, right? We just had a devastating election. I voted, obviously. Many people didn't for various reasons. A lot of us are really scared. A lot of us are fearful of the future. Some of us think we might have to flee the country in the coming years. Conservatives took the White House, the Senate, the House, and they already have the Supreme Court, essentially allowing them to do whatever it is that they want to do. If you're transgender, if you're any variety of queer, I'm bisexual myself, you have good reason to be concerned about, the Christian nationalist agenda that is, kind of laid out in Project 2025 and Agenda 47, which is Trump's personal thing, whatever. My point in making this video, and not to quote fucking Kamala Harris, because, it was her election to lose. But, I just wanted to say that I'm not going back. I will not go back into the closet. Right? Like, I've decided that going forward, I'm going to keep my nails painted. Let them pass their blasphemy laws. I won't take my Mjolnir off. I'm not going to drop our edgy fucking affectation here at Deathwish. Let them pass decency laws. That's fine. Let them take our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression away. Let them put sodomy laws on the books. We'll see what happens, right? But I will not be going back. And I strongly advise you guys, those of you who are afraid, you know who you are, right? Not just queer, LGBTQI plus people, but anyone who escaped from a religious background. And I'm not taking shots at my religious friends, right? There's some very sweet, wise, intelligent, and empathetic people we've published here, that are religious and have written things with religious themes, right? My truck is not with religious people. It's with those people who want to impose their way of life on everyone else, But seriously, though, I'm speaking directly to everyone who feels like I feel. Like your fellow Americans, your neighbors, just don't care about you or your rights or your safety. Just know that you've got friends and you're not alone. I've decided that now there's no better time than now to start our workshop series. If the least I can do is encourage people to write and make art and make their writing better and express themselves in better, more effective ways, then that is what I will do with my platform. So the sign up page should be here. I'm speaking, of course, as if this is just going on Instagram, but this video will also be on YouTube where you're probably watching it. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to the sign up sheet will be below in the description. And if you're on Instagram, well, I'll be posting it. Don't worry. What else did I want to say? Submissions for the winter edition are still open until the 25th of this month. So please get them in, I've started addressing them. Some of you have gotten acceptance letters. Even if you don't get in, I'm planning to send rejection letters as well, which the goal would be to advise you why we didn't accept the piece and provide some, constructive criticism. We didn't do that in the past. We get a lot of submissions, but I've decided that, there's no reason why I can't devote another few hours to explaining why we rejected something instead of silence. So please send us your work, even if you suspect it might not be ready for the prime time, Furthermore, the workshop would be a great place for you to hone your craft, you know. I'd love to see what people are writing. I'd love to help people become better writers. That's what made me a better writer. You know, it wasn't just going to college and writing and, you know, writing for publication, you know. It was workshopping with other writers and taking criticism on the fucking chin, you know. So, what am I really saying at the end of the day? Right? Support your communities. Personally, I've decided that I'm going to start volunteering with a group called Recovering from Religion, which is a it's an advocacy group that essentially, you know, provides a hotline for people suffering from religious trauma to reach out for counseling and guidance, really, from people who, like me, have, you know, really dealt with that issue and conquered it in many ways, you know? So again, any way I can, that's one way I can give back, right? Like, I don't have a lot of money to give people. I don't have a lot of time, right? It's very precious. But, you know, if I can help one person, if I can make someone a better writer, if I can help someone understand how they can live without, you know, how they can deal with, like, their family rejecting them, you know, how they can live in a world where, you know, their basic fundamental axioms have totally been usurped. That's what I'm going to do. And I encourage you, you know, I mean, hey, Recovering from Religion is a great thing for you to do. You know, that's a great group to work with. But seriously, get involved in your community in any little way you can. You know? I mean, I have friends that volunteer with elections. I have friends that volunteer at the library. There's so many things you can do. And this is a time for us to really come together and look out for one another, you know? This felt like a very important thing to address because so many people just feel hopeless. They feel they don't understand what happened, you know? And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people looked at the economy and just didn't show up to vote. And that's crushing because it feels like a lot was at stake. Like, a lot was already at stake. But, like, you know, they killed abortion during the first Trump, you know, administration. He got 3 Supreme Court picks, which as effectively, I mean, we're fucked, right? It's already bad. And now he's back. Because people couldn't vote for a woman, people felt eggs were too expensive. It doesn't matter that inflation dropped a fair bit, you know? So, you know, things might get bad. Learn how to defend yourself, you know? And I'm not talking about Kung Fu. Get your passports updated. And be mindful of what kind of state you're living in, you know? I'm living in a purple state. I'm living in Pennsylvania. And, you know, our despite going red, our government, our state house is still blue. Our governor is blue. He wasn't up for re-election. But I know New Jersey's right over the bridge, you know? Like, they start passing laws, you know, in the coming years that target people like me. You know, I can run to New Jersey. Not everyone can run. You need to have a plan, is all I'm saying, you know? Be mindful and stay safe, you know? You know, honestly, if you have no one else to talk to, you can reach out, you know? My personal account is Loki Wolffather, you know? I'm not distant. And, frankly, I wish there was more I could do. But that being the case, you know, if you're someone who thinks you might want to workshop with me and everyone else who comes, you know, I mean, I would love to help you. I'd love to be there for you. And, well, that's about all I have to say. So, stay safe. Love your demons. Rate your poems. And stay spooky, I guess. Ave Satanas.